Hello. So, I was gonna tear this water heater out, but before I do, show you some tricks that a lot of you guys have one where it's not holding a lot of hot water, you run out too quick, or you get kind of a weird smell from them, like a bacterial kind of smell. And best way to do that, fix all that, is turn the temp up. It don't matter if it's gas or electric, you're gonna have these little doors that fit over like lids right here, top and bottom, like that. All you do is take the screw out, take it off, and underneath you got insulation. And as you can see, mine's full of water because it was leaking, which is why I'm about to trash it. But for all intents and purposes, I'll show you what's up. There's a thermostat control right there. See? All it is a dial. You just use a screwdriver to turn it up. A lot of these factory are turned way down. They got them idiot proof. Alright? Lawsuits are more important than a nice hot bath after work, apparently. And I get it, you don't want it running 150, running your electric bill out the roof all the time. But you really don't need all that. Okay? But you can turn it up. You're going to want it above 125, somewhere around 130. And what it'll do, it'll kill the bacteria in the holding tank and keep that from building up. You're going to do it in the top one. You want to get the bottom one to match as closely as possible. Also, okay, there's this one. You just turn it up, that's it. You won't run out of hot water as fast, because if you think about it, at the shower or in the sink, you're also turning the cold on to match with it. So the more cold you can mix with it, the more you can turn the hot down a little and still have your flow and temp that you want. And this will go a whole lot further before it starts to run out, which in turn probably help your electric bill a bit in the long run. You really get tired of running out though. We went with a tankless water heater, and I got a 13 kilowatt ream, which is awesome, but I'm actually going to install a second one because there we go, got some light. Now we can see what's up. See, I've got it just above 125 to match. So anyway, gas or electric, doesn't matter. But this works really good in the summer when the intake water is already, 70, 80 degrees. It'll heat it right, slam up. And it's actually got a digital dial control, and it auto modulates. However, in the winter, I noticed if the water going in is like 40 degrees, it's shooting through there pretty quick. It doesn't quite heat it up fast enough. So we bought numero dos. That's the second one. Some nice steel braided lines. Pick it up with. Might end up using that crap, might not, but that was free. These weren't, but we're going to use them anyway. And what that hose there is, besides draining the tank, you can drain these every so often to get sand and rocks out of the bottom of your tank. And that's going to be very important for you guys that keep a tank, because one, it's free. You literally just, it screws. You screw a water hose to it, you open the valve right there with a screwdriver, and it starts draining. If those rocks, you got a heater element like this, up top, one at the bottom. The way that it works is this has the electrical connections, and it makes a current go all the way through it. And as it does, it heats up just like a light bulb or a heater on your electric stove. Well, this will heat your water up. Thing is, if the bottom of this tank starts filling up with rocks and sand and minerals and maybe even rust, because metal, tank's metal, that's metal, things rust, right? What it'll do, you can't see it on here because I've done a pretty good job cleaning this out. It's magnetic. Anyway, it'll start building up in between the circuit, and it'll short circuit. Okay, so what it'll do, it'll run your electric bill way the hell up, because it'll be running 24/7 trying to heat the water, which won't work because the rod isn't getting the current and it's not heating your water up. Not to mention you're going to be really mad because your water ain't heating up and running out really fast in either the upper or lower tank. And you can clean all that out with a flathead screwdriver, because it gets hard, man. It'll mineralize and get hard and short circuit it. Or it may even burn up your thermostat control box in here. And if you ever want to fool with this, all you got to do, you just go over there, turn the breaker switch off. To mess with the thermostat, you don't have to turn it off. You just want to avoid where the wires are screwed in to the heating element. See the back side there, same as the back side there, and it just sticks into the water and it heats it up. That's all it does. And your little control box with your thermostat sends it the juice. See, gives it the juice. So if you're out of hot water a lot, or you worry about bacteria buildup or whatever, turn your temp up a little to about 130, and that's a pretty good moderate temp. You won't melt your skin off. You know, it'll hurt, but you know, don't bathe in solid hot water like a moron. You'll be fine. And yeah, so that's also how to maintain your tank. Drain it frequently, at least once a year, maybe once every 6 months if they work on the water lines a lot. Well, they'll get sand and stuff in the water lines. A lot of y'all going tankless. That's cool, but you guys need to know that when you do, take into consideration all of that sediment. I can't show you with it. These little heater rod tubes are small, so if you're still getting sediment from the water lines and you don't have an inline filter trap, these things are going to fill up with sand and dirt really, really fast. Okay, you don't want that. You need something like this, and it's an inline water filter. It's even got its own on and off valve to shut the water off so that you can unscrew the element. I'm going to just set it, let the line hold it up against the wall and just drain it whenever. But it's clear. You can see what's going on. It's got a lot of capacity. I mean, it'll fill up. It traps minerals, rust, sediment, silt, all kind of junk. You can even get these to trap bacteria, but I don't think it's necessary because my inline is going to heat it up and cook them. And there's no tank for them to sit and populate in, so it won't matter. But yeah, thought y'all might find that interesting. And yeah, see, 4,800 degrees. It's gonna be cold in. Run through this, then run it through your heater, whether it's a tank or tankless, or like I'm doing dual inline tankless. These auto modulate, so they're not gonna always be running both all the time. One will just auto modulate when it needs to kick in. The first one will run, and then the second will pick up the slack, whether it's 100 degrees outside or 20, or like this winter, 15. We're used to that, man. But yeah. Anyway, hopefully that'll be helpful. Quick advice. Drain your tank frequently. Turn it up. And if you get tired of all this crap going out, then Ream. Made in Germany, baby. Good stuff. The Germans were always really good at ovens. They're probably pretty good at water heaters. I'm officially going to hell for that. But peace.